Okay, fine. See, let's start the session. Okay. See, in the last class, I think we have discussed about these layered tasks. That means if you want to send any data, how your data will be transferred. So they have related this particular computer networking with some sending of letters. With some sending of letters. That means which is related to our real world application. So with that application, they have related this one. Okay. So if you want to send any letter means this many tasks they have divided, right? Sending a letter or sending that letter to the other mailbox which is there in some other area, and again from there it has to be delivered to the individual house addresses, right? So all these tasks they have been divided in terms of layers. That is the higher layer, what are the responsibilities and tasks will be there, and what are the responsibilities of middle layers, or what are the responsibilities of lower layers. Like that they have divided and categorized. Okay, in the same way, our OSI model is also having how many layers are there? This is very important question, ma. So if you search any previous question papers also, definitely this particular question will be there in from unit 1. Okay, that is the reason better you listen this question. So how many layers are there in that particular OSI model? Total 7 layers are there. So what are those 7 layers here? Okay, what are those 7 layers? The topmost layer is the application layer, and the next one is the presentation layer, next one is session layer, and next one is the transport layer, network layer, data link layer, and as well as physical layer. Okay, so total 7 layers are there. So as if we are trying to send our data through emails or through letters, so in what way we will divide all our tasks into some layers. In the same way here also, if you want to send any data from the sender node to the destination node, from all these layers your data will be passed. From all these layers your data will be passed, and from there it will be reached to the individual node computer. Okay, so that is the reason they have divided some tasks and responsibilities to each and every layer. Each and every layer they are having their own functionalities will be there, their own applications will be there, and their own tasks will be there. They have to perform their own tasks, and finally that particular document or data it has to be sent to the receiver node. Okay, so that's how they have divided in the initial stages. Actually we are having only 4 layers are there. So that particular layer is called that particular nodes are called as uh, TCP IP model. Okay, what is that model name is called as a TCP IP model. So in that particular model they have categorized only 4 layers, but later on after some time what they did means they have been categorized into these 7 layers. That means some functionalities and the tasks are clubbed in one single layer. So that is the reason they have categorized and they did like this. Okay, so that is the concept of layered architecture. That means if you are sending any data, first your request will start from the application layer. Your request from it will start from the application layer, and from that application layer, so what request we can do in that application layer? Suppose if you want to send any email, so I will be sitting and I will open my application that is called as email application, right? And from that email application I will be opening my document or my data and I will try to represent in some format. Is it true or not? So that will be done by the presentation layer. Presentation layer responsibility is to represent in some format. Okay, it can be any format which has to be visible to the end users. Okay, that is the thing of the presentation layer. And from there your data will be sent to the session layer. So what is the use of session layer means it is responsible for connecting your sessions using some protocol which is called as a SIP protocol. Okay, that is the session initiation protocol. Okay, one example I can say you in that session initiation protocol. So everyone, if any registration is there, you will be filling, right? So in your previously also I think you have filled a number of registration forms. So you will be having some particular time will be there, right? It can be up to 20 minutes or 30 minutes. So after some time period, your session will be expired. Okay, is it true or not? So how that will be happen? That means your web page will be expired and it will be showing it as a timeout like that. Okay. So all that particular session connections and login times and logout times will be maintained by this session layer. Okay. And the next one is the transport layer. So in this particular transport layer, we will be connecting the two individual nodes. We can be connecting the two individual nodes using the two protocols, that is the TCP and UDP protocols. Okay, and next in the next layer, that is then the network layer. In that particular network layer, again routing will be done. All the routing decisions from the source node to the destination node will be taken by the network layer. Who will take all the routing decisions means, so n number of networking devices will be there, right? It can be Wi-Fi router, or it can be switches, or it can be D-Links, or it can be hubs. Anything will be there. Your data will be passed through all the networking devices, right? So to which node it has to pass through, all the decisions will be taken care by this network layer. Okay, and next one is the data link layer. So your data will be passed like this, from the 7th layer to 6th layer, 6th layer to the 5th layer, 5 to 4, 4 to 3, like that. Then what is the role of data link layer? From the network layer, again my data will be passed to the data link layer. So in the data link layer, what are the main things means, how your sender node and the receiver node, we are trying to control that flow of your data packets, and as well as we are trying to check if any errors are there or not in your data. Okay, so that is the main responsibility of the data link layer. If any errors are there, it has to intimate that some errors are there in your sent data. So like that, we need to intimate to the receiver. Okay, so those responsibilities and functionalities will be done by the data link layer. And next one is the physical layer. Then what about that physical layer here? In that physical layer, only the name itself indicates only the hardware devices will be there. So those particular hardware devices are responsible. So whatever the data you are going to get from the data link layer, when it comes to the physical layer, these are converted into in the form of bits, that is the zeros and ones. Okay, so if you are trying to send any data, through that cables or wires means, those are converted again in the form of some signals. Okay, now whenever any data is trying to send through the cables or wires means, those can be converted into some analog signals or digital signals. So those particular signals, again whenever it is going to reach to the receiver node computer, again that can be converted in the form of zeros and ones. That means in the form of the bit formats, those bits can be converted. This is the actual picture which is happening. So actually we don't know, but simply we will use all the internet applications, email application, file transfer application, okay, remote access applications, all the applications we will use. But the only thing is, we don't know that what is happening inside all these things. This much theoretical concepts are there, which they have, which they did research and they represented like this. Okay, so your syllabus is about all these 7 layers. You need to study about all these 7 layers. That is from the physical layer to the application layer. So if you study about all these 7 layers, your syllabus will be completed. Okay, so this is about the layered architecture. And Manoj Reddy, are you there? Roll number 21. See here, this is the actual diagram. This is the actual diagram. Okay, so I told you, see here, if you observe very clearly, this is the device A and this is the device B. So I want to send my data from the device A to the device B. So how many nodes are there in between? Intermediate nodes are there. It can be routers or it can be switches or it can be D-links. Anything can be there in between. So directly we can't send the data. Why? Because if the distance is long means again your signal strength will become weak. So that is the reason we can't send your data directly. Again we have to reroute to the routers and from there we have to send to the next succeeding node until it reaches the destination node. Okay, see here. So this is the thing. This is the sending device and this is the receiving device. So first whatever the data is there from the device A, it will be sent to the application layer, and from this application layer it will be sent to the presentation layer, and from this presentation layer it will be sent to the session layer, and then transport layer, and then network layer, and then to the data link layer, and the next one is the physical layer, right? See here, from the physical layer, this is the physical communication device. So this left side part, it is completely of the sending device, and the right side part, it is completely of the receiving device. So whatever the data you are sending, again that will be sent to the right side. So right side means again whatever the data I am sending, it will be sent to the physical layer, and from there again these data it will be converted to some format which is there in the data link layer, and from there again it will be sent to the network layer, and from the network layer to the transport layer, and from the transport layer to the session layer, and then presentation layer, and then application layer, and finally it will be reached to the destination node devices. Okay, na? So this is the thing actually which is happening, and how your data conversions can be done from one layer to the next layer, from the topmost layer to the bottommost layer. So you have to remember this particular you have to remember this sequence. You have to remember the sequence. Okay. See here, if you observe very clearly, if you consider this physical layer, data link layer, and as well as the network layer, the first three layers, they are having the first three layers. They are having intermediate devices are there here. Okay, intermediate devices are there. Directly we can't communicate from the sending node to the receiving node. So in between again, if we are having any intermediate nodes and devices will be there, so that will be represented like this. It can be physical layer or data link layer or else network layer. But if you consider the transport layer, session layer, presentation and application layer, all these transport layer, that means from one sending device to the next receiving node sending device, we can connect it directly with the help of some access points. So that is the reason they have represented these one as peer-to-peer protocol. Peer-to-peer protocol. That means from the transport layer of the sending device to the transport layer of the receiving device, nodes will be connected. So that is the reason they represented like this. It can be session or presentation or the application layer. Okay. Next, see here how the exchange of data will be done in this OSI model. How the exchange of data will be done in this OSI model. So how that will be done means, see here, whatever the, for each and every data packet, it is having header will be there and as well as data will be there. Okay. So here that particular data I am going to represent with I am going to represent with my H7 and D7. What is this H7 and D10, D7 from this computer? Okay, H7 means it will contain some header node information like source address or destination address. Okay, how many bits are there? All that information will be there in the H7. Okay, then D7 it will contains the actual data that which we need to transfer to this receiving device. Okay, na D7 it is the data which is at layer 7. D6 is the data which is at layer 6. Okay, likewise from the D7, that is from the layer 7, your data D7 will be transferred to the layer 6 layer 6, which is called as D6. Again, it is converted into D6 in the layer 6. Again, it is converted as D5 in that layer 5. Likewise, D4, D3, and D2. You come to the physical layer. What happens in the physical layer? I told you that whatever the data we are going to get from that data link layer, so all that particular data I am trying to convert in the form of zeros and ones. Is it true? So here, that is the reason we have represented in the bit format, that is the zeros and ones. So these particular zeros and ones, again I am trying to transmit using some physical medium. So what is that physical medium again? It can be twisted pairs or coaxial cables or optical fibers. So anything we can take it here. Okay. So this particular transmission medium, it can be, think it of, it is of some cable. So whenever you are trying to send through this particular cable, how these are represented? These are in the form of some waves again. Okay. So that is your data. I am trying to convert it into some digital form, and that will be sent to the receiver side physical layer. Receiver side physical layer, and then D2 layer, and then D3, D4, D5, D6, and D7. Exact the same data that is sent by the sender. All the conversions will be done, and after crossing all these layers, again it will be sent to the receiver node. Okay, so that's how your data will be exchanged in the OSI model. So this is the way how your data will be exchanged in the OSI model. Next one is encapsulation. Can anyone say what is meant by encapsulation here? What is the general meaning of encapsulation? I think in the OOPS you are having that encapsulation concept, right? What is that encapsulation? Can anyone?
Combining the many groups into a single entity.
Combining the many. See, I forgot about OOPS concepts. You have to remember me. See, wrapping up of your data in one single class. Okay, that also we can consider it as encapsulation, right? So here also, whatever the data is there, that I am going to encapsulate in one packet. Okay, so each and every packet, again I am having my header will be there, my data will be there, and again it may consist of trailer also will be there. The whole packet, how it will be means, it will be having our data will be there, header will be there, and trailer will be there. Okay, na? So that is called as encapsulation. Directly we will not send our individual data. Why? Because of the security related issues. As our data will be transmitting in the online, we have to encapsulate. That means we have to protect our data. I am going to wrap my data in some packet, and that I am going to send it to the next uppermost layers or lowermost layers. So that will be done actually. Okay, while sending through the layers. And next one is layers in the OSI model. Okay, so now we have started layers in the OSI model. So in this particular thing, all the responsibilities of each and every layer they have represented. Okay, individually up to application layer, they have represented all the individual layer roles and responsibilities. Okay. I think everyone you could able to see this YouTube video, right? So once I will show you this animation video so that you will have one clear picture about what is happening. So audio I can't present, you just see the video. Okay. See here how many layers are there. As usual, we are having all the 7 layers are there. Okay. So this how our data will be transmitted here. So if you observe very clearly, So what is this layer? What will be done in this particular layer? I told you all the physical hardware devices, connections, interconnections and all can be done in the physical layer, right? So that is the reason they are trying to show all these things. These are nothing but some different types of cables here. So with the help of the power regulators and all, they will be connecting to your cables, and from that's how your bits will be transferred in the cables. Okay. Next. So what are all these devices? These are all called as the networking devices, right? Right. So computers, your nodes, your LAN adapters, your twisted pairs, okay, fiber optic cables, and as well as your ports, all these will comes under the physical layer itself. You need to interconnect all these hardware devices and then you need to send our data. Okay, it can be using all these wires or it can be using the radio waves or microwaves. In any other way, we can transmit using the wired connection or wireless. Okay, then come for the first layer that is called as the application layer. What the user is doing here, he is trying to send some email. Okay, he is sitting in front of computer and he is trying to send some email. So whenever he is trying to send any request like www.gmail.com or google.com, immediately it will be connecting to the, what is this particular protocol? HTTP. What is this protocol? That is called as hypertext transfer protocol. So where this is responsible for interconnecting to your web servers, and from that particular web server, it is trying to retrieve your web page, that is gmail.com or google.com, anything. So whatever the thing that is requested by the user after connecting, so actually we will be giving it as a www.google.com, right? So what is that google.com? Actually, that is one type of IP addresses. Okay, actually that is nothing but one type of IP address. But we can't remember all that IP addresses. N number of IP addresses will be there for each and every websites, for each and every domains. So that is the reason what we are going to do means we have given some names like google.com, bit.ac.in like that. So that each and every individual, they can remember very easily. So that is the reason we have given it like that. Okay, next. So that is the thing which will be done by the application. In the application layer, all the users, they will interact with the all these domain names directly. Okay, na? Next, come to the presentation layer. Next, if you come to this presentation layer, what is happening? I think you could able to see this particular interface here, shop now. Okay, in that particular laptop, we were able to see that interface that is called as shop now. So whatever the thing is there, all your data, that means in whatever the format we are trying to represent to the users, that can be done in this presentation layer. Okay, so what I am going to do here, shop now. So actually that is the name which will be displayed on the screen, but I am trying to encrypt my data. I am trying to encrypt my data in the form of zeros and ones. So that will be done in the presentation layer. Okay, whatever the format in which the user could able to see, that can be done in the presentation layer. Okay, next one is session layer. See here, I told you already that whatever the data is there, that particular data, zeros and ones, again that is encrypted in the form of some special characters. Okay, so that no one could read your data. So that is the thing which we are going to do it here. Next, we come for the session layer. I told you already that session layer, these are responsible for having the sessions, connecting the sessions and terminating the sessions will be done for this session layer. That is the responsibility of the session layer. See here, what they have shown it here means lock symbol they have shown. Okay. At what time we have to connect, at what time we have to terminate, all that connections can be done with the help of this session layer. Then come to the transport layer. So in that transport layer, see here, what is happening here? We are having internet devices are they think that suppose these are some D-Link boxes or D-Link switches here. So from these boxes, all your data we are trying to send in the form of zeros and ones to your individual laptops and printers. Okay, with the help of some TCP/IP protocol. TCP protocol, that is the TCP protocol. It is mainly responsible for the connection-oriented networks, whereas UDP stands for User Datagram Protocol, that is responsible for the connectionless networks. Okay, connectionless networks. And the next one is the network layer. So all the routing will be done with the help of this network layer here. See, if you observe very clearly what is there here. So this particular D-Links, they are having some IP addresses will be there. And with the help of these IP addresses, they will be transferred or they will be traveled through all these boxes. And finally, it is trying to reach to the destination node computer. Okay. So that will be done in this network layer only. గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి నెట్వర్క్ లేయర్ లో విత్ ద హెల్ప్ ఆఫ్ ద ఐపీ అడ్రసెస్ we will transfer all the data here. So ARP stands for address resolution protocol. It will tries to find out whether it is the MAC address or it can be the physical address or logical address. Okay, everyone knows about MAC address. What is meant by MAC address? Could you able to remember what is meant by MAC address? See, if you purchase any electronic device, it can be a computer or it can be a laptop. One special individual address will be there, which will be given by the vendors. That particular address is called as a medium access control address center. Okay, that is called as medium access control address. Okay, in the network layer, we will find out the IP addresses, but here in the data link layer, we will find out to which MAC address it will be relating to, your destination node to which MAC address it will be matching. So we will find out that particular MAC address and based on that we will deliver our data. Okay, that is the thing happening in the data link layer, medium access control. And next one is the physical layer. So what is happening in the physical layer here? If you come to the physical layer again, all your data which is there in the data link layer, it will be converted in the form of zeros and ones. Okay. But here in the data link layer, your data is called as frames. In the data link layer, your data is called as frames only. But in the physical layer, these are converted into the in the form of zeros and ones. So all your data, it will be passed through all these networking devices, What are those networking devices? So what is this one? This is called as USB port, and these are input output ports, and these are some type of cables. It can be the coaxial cables or it can be the optical fibers or twisted pairs, anything. And these can be some type of hardware devices here, and these are antennas and these are the routers. Okay, that means in that particular physical layer, we can be all our data, it can be routed by interconnecting through all these physical and hardware devices. So now you understood how the data can be passed from one layer to the another layer. This is the real-time example, and this is the way how your data can be transmitted. Okay. Now we need to study about each and every individual layers. Now do you understood, ma? What is the thing which is happening? No one is giving response. Everyone is sleeping, huh? Okay. Next, these are the functionalities of the physical layer. So already we know that with the help of some of the physical devices only your data will be transferred, right? So in the physical layer, what are the functionalities that can be done means it will coordinate all the functions that are required to carry a bit stream over the physical medium. Okay, na? So it is responsible with all the electrical specifications of your interfaces. Interfaces means it can be your cables or it can be your devices. So we need to bother about all these interfaces and what are the electrical specifications, whether those specifications are good or not, whether they are able to transfer the high amount of data or not in the transmission medium. We will bother about all these things. Okay. And it will tells us how your procedures and functions which can be done at your physical devices and how the data transmission can be done. Okay. See here, if you observe this particular data, so what is this one? So actually here, whatever the data I'm going to get, I will be getting from my topmost layer, that is called as data link layer. So after getting the data link layer from the data, I will be sent to the physical layer. So from this physical layer, with the help of some transmission medium, again I am sending to the receiver side physical layer. Receiver side physical layer, and from this receiver side physical layer, I will be transmitting to the data link layer. I will be transmitting to the data link layer. Okay, there again those particular data in the form of bits, it can be converted in the form of frames. Okay, so physical layer, it is mainly responsible for the movements of individual bits through the transmission medium from the sender layer to the receiver layer. Okay, so what are these particular responsibilities and all, we will see in the next class. Okay, what are these responsibilities and all, we will see in the next class. Wait, all of you, let me take the attendance. Everyone is present, no? I have seen some iPhone. Who is that iPhone? Is not there. Huh? Okay. Okay. Shall we end the session, ma?